The other card I decided to pull from my angel deck, Archangel Power Tarot cards from Doreen Virtue. I just love Doreen Virtue. She could just read. I mean, I had the privilege of seeing her once at a conference, and I was totally blown away. And ever since I saw that, I started trying to channel more during my readings instead of just basically using my cards, and it's really been working. I love tapping into the universe like that. Like, I think it's just so mystic. I have no idea how I do it. It's unexplainable. It just comes from a pure heart of wanting to help people. So how the readings work, you come to me. I do readings by Skype as well, or by phone. And I just basically tune into your energy and receive information. And usually the information I receive is dead on. It's very accurate. I've been really working on my spirituality from ever since I could remember, maybe since I was like 6, and I started to realize how psychic I was. I used to basically talk to plants and they would talk back to me. Now I'm a certified herbalist as well, because I've always had a special thing for plants. And an example was, like, one time I said to a rose, I was probably like 6 years old, and I said to the rose, I want to be as beautiful as you are. And the rose basically said to me, oh, pick my petals and soak me in olive oil and use that to anoint your skin. And that's long before I knew about how important, roses are in the cosmetic industry and how good they are for your skin. So I could give you several examples of how, plants used to talk to me when I was younger. If you think plants talk to you, you're not crazy. And also, if you talk to your plants, like right now, I have a plant that's dying, and I'm like totally, I feel it like in my heart, because plants and animals are living creatures, are living things. And I hate to cause harm to anything. Sometimes, of course, we have to suffer to learn. But the whole idea of a plant dying is just it's just not good for me. I don't like it. And a lot of people might be like, oh, you're a vegetarian. But, the universe provides us with food, through plants. That's a different story. I'm talking about like plants that you have in your house. Like, I have a bamboo plant right now. I'm thinking about getting some orchids and stuff. That's a feng shui tip, by the way. To have luscious plants growing in your environment, in your yard, in your house. The important thing is to take care of them. But once you have plants, then your life will also flourish and blossom. And it also depends on your birthday, because the kind of feng shui that I do is really based on your birthday. So especially if you are a wood element like me, it's good to basically have plants in your house. But overall, in general, no matter what element you are, it's good to have plants in your house. Especially like, cactus plants, they absorb radiation from TVs and radios and cell phones and stuff like that. So no plants in the bedroom though. So just keep them, no plants in the bedroom, in the bathroom, or in the kitchen. So just keep them in your living area if you can, or like on your porch. So the second reading that we're going to be going into, I pulled the Knight of Ariel card, which to me goes hand in hand with the first card that I picked, because it's basically saying that there is so much to be accomplished. Make a plan that is methodical and sees to every detail. So that's basically what I was saying, just naturally, what I was getting information from the spirits, and then this card comes to confirm it. It says slow and steady wins the race. Now, a lot of people I know, they don't like to start small. You have an idea for a business and they just want to make it big and start big. But I guarantee you, if you start small and then build up, you will have a better appreciation, and at the same time you will learn. It's easier to learn about the business and what you're getting yourself into. So don't be, compelled to rush things too much. So it's basically saying you may decide it's time to find a better job. And also, a better job could mean working for yourself, working on your own. I know a lot of people, they are not happy in their job at all. I take my hats off to you guys, because I couldn't do it. Like, I've been working for myself since I was 16, and I absolutely love it. I couldn't even imagine, and I'm not trying to put down anybody or anyone, but follow your dreams. If you feel like you're not, to me, it's very important to be happy. It's very important to be in harmony with oneself and one's environment. So if you're not happy at your job, then I really think that, of course, you need to be appreciative that you do have a job, but you have to realize that it's your consciousness that has led you to the job that you have now. And you have to raise your consciousness to basically elevate yourself into owning your own business, maybe, or getting a better job that you're happier with. And so it's basically saying that you may decide it's time to find a better job. Business matters take precedence over emotional ones in this situation. Your angels are watching over you right now, so think big. Okay? So it's also saying renewed action, wise investments, and being watched over by someone kind. I think too often as well, when we are getting or wanting to get into owning our own business and things like that, we're always thinking people are out to get us, Honestly, I don't know what's been happening to me, especially recently, but I don't fear. Like, I hear about all these horror stories about, gunmen going in on people, holding up people. I've been beaten up, and my bag taken away by gunpoint. And even when I saw the gun, I was still fighting. Like, this is my bag. Hello. And, a lot of people, like my mom, would be like, just let them have it or whatever. And I'm like, no. And so, it's very important for us to have that mentality of knowing that, we're relatively safe. Even though we know there are evil entities lurking, we can't keep giving that power. You understand? We have to basically focus on the good in the world, and we'll get more of that. We have to focus on knowing that we're watched over, we're guarded. Things may happen, but we deal with those things when they happen. It doesn't make sense living in fear. It doesn't make sense living in anxiety. It doesn't make sense always looking over your shoulder, expecting something to happen. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be vigilant and you shouldn't be aware and attentive of what's going on around you. That's totally different. But living in fear is not good. It's too stressful on your body. It will lead to sickness. It will lead to a lack of creativity, not being able to tap into that creative source. So, basically just try to, know that you're protected and that you're watched over. And, as the two cards go hand in hand, it's, if you're going to be doing any kind of investments, any kind of business ideas, remember, slow and steady wins the race. Basically make a detailed plan, and always just remember that your angels are watching over you. And also, when it talks about business taking precedence over emotional matters, I know it may refer to your love life or things like that, but for me personally, I have to say that I have an issue mixing business with emotions, and I need to get out of that. Business is business. You cannot have a soft heart when it comes on to business, because some people really don't have a conscience. You understand? If you're operating a business, then you have to just keep business headed and stay wise, because once your emotions start getting involved, then trouble is gonna be down the road. I'm so very sorry, but like, I've really gotten tough and I've seen my business improve. Like, when you start valuing yourself, you will attract people that value you and value your services as well, and your products. So don't get too caught up in mixing, the emotions and the business. That really don't work. Take it from somebody who has always had a soft heart, who's always giving away my products and my services, for little and nothing, or nothing at all. And then you don't get appreciated for it. Why? Because you don't appreciate yourself. You don't appreciate what you have to offer. So you're gonna have, and a lot of people I know are always complaining about people taking advantage of them and people doing them this. Listen, nobody can do you anything. If there's a box of gifts, you put a box of gifts on, your front, the front, out of the front of your gate or your store, and people come and just take the gifts. Like, how can you blame the people? You have to have boundaries. People need to learn to have boundaries, to learn to say no, to learn to basically stand up for themselves and value themselves. People take advantage of you because you do not value yourself. And you have to know when to have boundaries and to have borders. So I hope you enjoyed my recordings, and leave your comments, leave your questions, and let's chat. Let me know what you think, and have a great week. Okay, peace and blessings.